Hello everyone, this is a video tutorial from the Electronic Society of St. Stephen's College, and in this tutorial we are going to tell you how to get started with Arduino. We are going to discuss the very basics of the Arduino board and then tell you how to program it. So let's go ahead. So this is what an Arduino Uno looks like. There are other versions of Arduino, means there are other boards like Arduino Mega, Arduino Tiny, etc, etc. What is at the heart of this Arduino board is this microcontroller chip at Mega 328. What this board essentially does is it helps you program this chip. Microcontroller chips are generally programmed in hex, which is very difficult and very cumbersome, but this board makes it easier to program this chip in language which looks very similar to your C, C++, and Java. If you look at on two sides of this chip, there are pins, there are sockets for pins. If you look here, there are pins named A0, A1, A2 to up till A5. These 6 pins are analog in pins. They are used for analog input. If you look here, there is a set of pins which is used for resetting, power supply, ground pins, and voltage input. You will discover the use of these pins as you learn microcontroller Arduino programming basically. Here are a set of 0 to 13 pins and then a ground and an analog reference pin. These are digital input-output pins, serial out, serial in. You will discover the meaning of these pins later. This is a reset button that can be used to reset the whole chip, and there is an in-circuit serial programmer, which is a more advanced topic. Now to program this chip, you have to connect it to computer. So there is a port, a USB plug, which connects it to the computer out here. There is also an external power supply in case you want to store, or you don't want to use it with the computer but with an external supply. So you can connect a 9-volt battery or a 5-volt something out here. Now let's look at the back of Arduino. This is what an Arduino Uno looks at the back, and this is where you understand what Arduino actually is. It's written Arduino is an open source electronics prototyping platform. What does that mean? That firstly it's open source. That means the design of Arduino is open to all. Any one of you can download the source code, the source files from arduino.cc, their website, and make your own Arduino. You don't even need to buy it. What it essentially does is that it makes making complicated circuits and programming microcontroller chips very easy. So now let's go and have a look at the software that is used with this Arduino to write programs. So Arduino uses, the software that Arduino uses is called Arduino IDE, Integrated Development Environment, and you can download this software from www.arduino.cc. It's free and open source. When you download this, after downloading you click this link and then the Arduino opens. This is how the Arduino IDE Integrated Development Environment looks. So here is the file menu, here are some buttons, and here is the place where you write your program. A program in Arduino is called a sketch. As you can see, it's written here. And if you go and look at the window where you have to write your program, you will see there are already 2 functions written. One is void setup and one is void loop. What happens when you write a program, when you have to declare variables and stuff like that, which have to be declared only once during the program, you write them in void setup. So what happens that when you upload this program to your Arduino board, this function void setup is executed only once. So it's written put your setup code here to run once. And now there's another function named void loop. In this void loop, what happens that whatever you code you write here, it gets automatically executed again and again and again and again in your microcontroller chip. So this is what happens, and when you write a program out here and then you upload it to the board, there's a small upload button out here. What happens, the program goes to the flash memory of the board, and there setup is executed once, and then it comes to loop and it is executed again and again. Mind you that the program is now stored in the flash memory of your Arduino. That means that even when you plug off your Arduino board from the computer and it has no power attached to it, the program is still stored in the board. So when you detach it again, the program is already there. Now let's start writing a simple program that makes an LED blink on the Arduino board. So just go to void setup, type pin mode. Let's say for instance we are going to use pin number 13 and output. So what this statement does, that it tells the board that the pin number 13 is going to be used as an output pin. Now if you want to use pin number 13 as the input, you have to write input. So that's it, we have defined that pin number 13 is going to be used as the output pin. Now we go to loop, and what we do, we write digital write 13 high. What this function does, as it's very obvious, that it writes digital information onto pin number 13. What it does, it makes pin number 13 high, and then you delay it by 1000 microsecond or milliseconds, and then you write digital write 13 low, and then you again delay it by 1000 milliseconds. So let's have a look at this piece of code. What happens, we wrote digital write 13 high, so our LED connected to pin number 13 is switched on when it goes high. Delay 1000 milliseconds, this argument is in milliseconds. What happens, the LED switches on, the processor, the microcontroller stops for a duration of 1000 milliseconds, and then pin number 13 goes low. It stays low again for 1000 milliseconds, and then again it comes back to the starting of the loop. As we told you earlier, loop executes itself again and again. So this is it. You switch on an LED, wait for 1000 milliseconds, you switch it off, wait for another 1000 milliseconds, and then you switch it on again. This is how the loop proceeds. Now let's have a look at the circuit that we are going to use. To make the circuit, the first thing you have to do is you have to plug out your Arduino from a computer if you have already plugged it in. So the Arduino should not be powered in when you have to make the circuit. Now what you do, there's pin number 13 out here and there is ground out here. Attach the positive pin of your LED to pin number 13 and the negative to ground. So after making this circuit, again go to your program and click this verify button. So it will ask you to save your file. Let's save it with the name blink LED. After saving the file, you'll see it will start compiling the sketch. What it will do, it will compile and look for errors if there are any in this sketch. After the compiling is done, we'll click this button, upload button, and we'll upload the thing to the board. Now what happens usually, as it happened right now, this software doesn't detect the board attached to it. So what we can do then, go to tools, click the port button and select on what port your Arduino is. And now let's say our Arduino is in COM74. Let's select that and try uploading it again. So it happens this time. And now it's showing done uploading. Now your program is uploaded to the Arduino board, and hopefully you will see an LED blinking if you haven't done any mistakes. Now after having made this very simple program, how you can proceed? If you want to learn more programs and discover more things in Arduino, just go to File menu and go to a thing called Examples. Now there are various examples on many things out here. Go to the basics, do anything, pick up a program and just click the program. You will see the example program opens. You can check out these example programs and see whether you understand them or not. This is how you can learn Arduino programming yourself and proceed after this tutorial. So you can try out programs like attaching a button to Arduino and using serial monitor Now what serial monitor is, if you have a look at the Arduino window, you will look at this button called serial monitor. If you click this, it will open a blank page, and what this essentially does is when you want to send any commands, not commands, let's say information from Arduino to your computer, you can use serial monitor. And what happens, let's say you are reading you have attached a sensor with this Arduino, and that sensor is sending the temperature after every 1 second. Now where do you store this information? Now this is where serial monitor comes into play. You can try these programs. You can try as I said, try attaching a button to Arduino, try serial monitor and various other programs, and then go on and try to attach some of the basic modules like LCD module, ultrasonic sensor module with Arduino. Hope this tutorial helps. For suggestions, please write your suggestions in the comments. Thank you.